What's up, everybody? Judd Welty here, helpgettingripped.com. Hey, I just wanted to make this video. Get a lot of questions about leaning out and certain things to do to, lean your body out for certain occasions, or maybe you just want to start leading a leaner lifestyle, so you can take off you can get rid of some of the fat. I've got a trip coming up here in a couple weeks where we're heading to Nashville, and it's a big event. There's going to be like 40,000 people there. I get to be on stage leading the workout, the super workout with my buddy Sagi, and so whatever how do I put it? I want to feel the best I can, right? I want to feel the best I can, and I want to look the best I can, and but this is how I live on a daily basis, and I'm not perfect at this, but this is something that I strive to educate myself on, so I continue to feel good, and that's taking out certain ingredients out of your diet completely. Because once you do, and then you make the mistake like I have before, and then I've eaten something that was looks so good, but yet it has maybe this one or two ingredients in there, it really affects me, and then I can't poop, you can't go to the bathroom, you can't, you get bloated, all of these things, all of these reactions happen, and so I just wanted to share a few of these things and how I switched them for myself. And so this is, not everybody in my family lives like this, because they don't all have the reactions I do. So if you don't have these types of reactions, but yet you still want to get a little leaner, or you want to tighten up a little bit, then I challenge you to do these and try it for a month. Give it 30 days and see how you feel inside. And when I mean inside, I'm talking about your digestive system. Your energy, everything is in my little world of my little body, everything is affected by the way my body is digesting the food that I'm putting in it. And so I've had to make these changes, not only to get the appearance and the energy levels and just the feel good back, but this is, so I'm going to show you some stuff. So, and I'm going to show you some little hacks, because like right here, okay, I don't eat waffles, but my kids do, and so these are the ones that we have in the house right now. We have the Vans Power Grains protein waffles. Yeah, my 6-year-old son Brody loves these. And we have the Vans gluten-free waffles, right? Okay, so what makes these so different? Which one would you choose? I know which one I would choose, and so that's something. So if you were to have these two, not knowing the exact ingredients, but just looking at them, me, I like protein, so I'd probably pick the protein waffles. But then when I flip it over and I look at the ingredients, they're both fine. The ingredients are fine. There's nothing really terrible in them. But for me, and wanting to lead, being leaner, having a smaller waistline, not being bloated, the protein waffles has so much flour, wheat flour, all of these things that stick to your gut, and for me, it makes me bloat like that. And so, and it also doesn't promote yourself it's harder to digest, let's just put it that way. So when you look at the gluten-free waffles, there's actually a lot less of all of that in there. It's actually a brown rice flour, which is okay for me to have because it's not a wheat. And so, and they're both non-GMO and all that kind of stuff. They're really, they're waffles, but they're clean waffles. So anyways, that's the difference. And as far as the protein goes, yeah, the Vans gluten-free doesn't have as much protein, but yet this one has so many more things that are going to make it harder for your system to digest, be leaner, feel good, because of all the different wheat that is in here, all the different flours that are in here. And I'm not going to get into all the ingredients, but that's just a one little thing there. So if I were to eat these, I would want to eat the gluten-free ones if I was looking to be a little leaner, a little tighter, if I ate waffles. But I don't. I just wanted to give you that example. And another thing, I grew up on cream of wheat. I absolutely, without a doubt, love cream of wheat. But I have found as I've gotten older, my body just doesn't like to process it. So I switched a long time ago to cream of rice, gluten-free hot cereal. Tastes exactly the same, but my body is able to process it. I'm able to flow, if you know what I mean. So a simple little hack, a little nutrition hack, especially if you're bloated all the time, especially if you're not, having regular bowel movements and that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, that's super simple, super cheap, and it tastes the same. I still add I add pure cinnamon and a couple drops of stevia or some packets of stevia, and that's how I get my sweetness from it, and I like it. So, and it works. My body works better. I don't feel like I have a bulge in my stomach that can't pass, and that's a big deal for me, and probably some of you out there too. And if you haven't gotten the trend yet, I have to stay away from all wheat and dairy. So anything that has dairy in it, I know I'm going to get gas. I know I'm going to bloat. And if they have wheat and dairy in it, oh, it just cut me off. And so those are some things that have really helped me. And who doesn't like? I don't know about you guys, but I love peanut butter and jelly, and I love all that kind of stuff. But I love sandwiches. I love French toast. You guys see me make French toast all the time. I've had to find different ways to make it because I can't use regular 100% whole wheat bread, which the bread is fine. There's nothing wrong with this bread. But again, Brody, you gotta stop hitting it. But I have to then watch what I'm eating there too. So at Trader Joe's, I get this whole grain brown rice bread. It's a little bit firmer bread. It's a little harder. It's a little firmer. You can toast it. I make French toast with it. You can make sandwiches. I mean, you can do, and you keep it in the refrigerator to make it last a little longer. But again, simple. It's digestible. It's more digestible. It's easier. It's brown rice. So again, it's dairy free, soy free. I mean, it's free of everything. So your body is able to process it. And again, it's going to help your body continue to flow, continue to work as it should, so you can you can get to your goals a little faster, and you can feel good. And so, who loves these? Who loves these? We have a ton of these in the house. Anybody love these? These are the Lenny and Larry's cookies. I know probably a bunch of you guys have them, but I love them. I freaking absolutely, I could eat this whole box. I won't, even though these are the Snickerdoodle ones, and these are they're no eggs, no dairy, no soy, no non-GMO. They're vegan, but this has enriched wheat flour unbleached. It has that right there, and I won't even go into any of the other stuff because it's fine. It does have brown rice protein, wheat gluten. I mean, and it's got oat fiber. It's got a bunch of things that promote the wheat stuff, And again, if I eat one of these cookies, instant bloat, doesn't go away, and then that messes up my bathroom time. You know what I mean? And if that messes up that, then my energy goes down. I don't have a good workout. I don't feel as good. And when your energy's not there, that affects your whole life. It affects everything. So all of these things I'm showing you are going to help bring your energy levels up with foods that are really no different from each other as far as, you know, you can still do the same things with them. It's just a little bit better for you to keep your body digesting. And so instead of having this, and guys, I don't eat, you know, like, I mean, I don't eat cookies all the time unless I make them. But, and if I make them, you know, I have my super healthy ones and I have my regular ones that bloat me like a blowfish. But you know, again, you know, I try to stay away from these. And if I'm gonna have a bar at all, you know, I'm not a big protein bar. I'm not a snacker. I'm not really a snacker unless I am, you know, just way off track. You know, so I'll have a Laura bar, a little tiny little Laura bar. You know, this is the chocolate chip cookie dough one. It's gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free, kosher, but there's no wheat in it also. So it being dairy-free and no wheat, I'm good. You know, it does not affect me negatively at all. But again, this isn't a meal. This is like a snack. This is like, I mean, this is like you're on a road trip and you've just eaten and you get a hunger and you eat one of these. Quest bars I stay away from, man. They absolutely bloat me too. And although they taste good, just like a lot of this stuff, you know, like these, they taste amazing, but it gives me the same reaction. So I had to find things that don't have those two things. Pull out the wheat out of your diet and pull out the dairy if you can. And so how I keep my body also in extra check is, I know a lot of you guys know I use this stuff, but this kind of helps it all go together. And this is another thing that if you don't do on a regular basis, if you don't use these like you're supposed to with every single meal, stop wasting your money, don't buy them. I use them with every single meal, anything that I eat. I mean, and you guys know I really don't snack. So, you know, besides having my Shakeology, which already has probiotics in there and enzymes in there, I do not take it with that. But I do take this with every solid meal or every solid food that I have. And this is the Enzymedica Digest Gold Plus probiotics. That's what I use. I get them at Sprouts. They're not cheap, but I don't really look at them like that because it does something big for me and it helps me to feel good and helps my system. And so, let's see. But so anyway, so I just wanted to share those few little things ways that you can help yourself, and you know, you're gonna see, you know, if you eat a lot of wheat, you know, already, maybe you don't eat these things, but maybe you eat a lot of wheat. Start looking at what you're eating, the ingredients. Just look for that wheat flour. Look for that, you know, the different types of flour that are in there. If it says brown rice flour by itself, well, then you're going to be okay because that's more digestible. But any of these things, start being aware of that, and you're going to see your waist start to shrink. And it doesn't take that long. And so it's something that right now, leading up to our big event that we're going to in Nashville, that I'm watching a lot closer. And don't get me wrong, like, I make the mistakes too, and I pay for it. And I eat some, like I know whenever my wife eats these, I usually have half of it or part of it, and then it gets me. So I'm far from perfect. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things that you can be aware of for yourself to improve your nutrition, because I have a lot of people from all over the place come to me for nutrition, and I want to give back as much as I can, you know what I mean, and share what works for me, so then you can go apply that to your own nutrition, even if you're not working with me. So if you want to tighten up and you and your nutrition's dialed in already, then go back and look at some of the ingredients and what you're eating and pull these things out, and you're going to notice yourself get a little tighter. You're going to feel better. You're going to have a little more energy, and overall, you're going to look better. And it's summertime, guys. So no matter where you're at in your journey, it's worth it to feel better. And that's what I'm all about, because if you don't feel good, you don't want to do anything. And I've been there before. So let me see some of these questions. Let's see. We gluten-free. Must be the dairy. Yeah, Jeremy, definitely. I'd pull out the dairy now too, and see how that affects you. I had to do the exact same thing. I did it in reverse. So I pulled out the dairy, and then I was like, "What in the world? I'm still having these issues." So I started looking, and I was like, "Ooh, wheat. Let me see if that affects me." Bye. And boom, that was it. I mean, that was such a big thing for me. And then, you know, we all want that skinnier waist, you know, and so, and for me being short and stocky, I hold it in my midsection and lower back if I let it get away from me. That's where I end up thickening up. And so once I pulled out those two things, I've got it in check, you know, as long as I'm being, you know, as long as I'm being aware of what I'm eating. And that's why having a plan is so important. For some of you guys that started working with me a long time ago, or even now, those are two of the main things I pull out of your, when I build you a plan. Those are two of the things I always pull out of your nutrition, so I can see how your body's going to react, because that's why I always ask you, what have you been eating? You know, what do you have a meal plan you've been using or that you've created yourself? And a lot of the times it's stacked hardcore with wheat and dairy and all of these things that promote you for making it tough to reduce your gut or your stomach fat, or, you know, to get rid of it. And so when I see your pictures, that then tells me, like, okay, there's their meal plan, there's their pictures, makes total sense. So when I build your meal plan, I'm gonna pull these two things out first, and that's why I always tell you, pictures, I need pictures in 30 days. And I want to see, and of course there's a lot of other food there, but I want to see, that's my first thing I want to see, is what that's going to do for you. I know what it's going to do for you. And so anyways, that's kind of the method to my madness. And yeah, any age, Paul. I mean, any age, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, especially if there's issues, like I've had issues, you know, and I'm 39 years old, and, you know, I just noticed these issues like really the last, I don't know, 4 years. And so being aware of it, knowing it, and then being able to pull those out and then see the results even get better. I mean, it's been awesome to, you know, continue to learn that. And that's why I want to share it, and make you guys aware of it. Whether you're super into fitness or not, it can still add value to you and give you increased energy and help you feel better, which most of us are moms and dads. I don't know about you, but I like chasing my kids around at the park. In fact, we're going to go to the beach here in a second. So, but that kind of stuff, you know, if I don't feel good, I'm not going to go do it. And so that's you know, I mean, I want to be that dad, and I'm sure you want to be that dad or mom that has the energy to go do it all for your kids. And that's like always in the back of my mind. So, headed to Vegas for 3 nights. No, man, just make I call them better bad choices. You know what I mean? Ask for dairy-free stuff, and ask for if they have a wheat-free menu. I mean, so many. You just, you know, you have to ask the questions, especially at the restaurants. You know, but Vegas does make it tough too. And so, let's see. How can I make a meal plan working on based art in 100-degree heat? Man, you know, Adam and let's see, I'm getting a bunch of questions here. Michael, you guys send me messages, because you guys are asking questions that are very specific to yourself and what you're doing. And so for me to be able to really help you, I need to get to know about what you're saying, about what you do, and what you have available around you. So, you know, guys, I wish there was a one size fits all for everybody. There's not, because if there was, it would make all of this like easy for everybody, which is why it's so darn hard. And especially, that's why I'm a coach, and that's why I help people do this stuff. But really, it's about, you know, creating a plan for you that works around your schedule, where for yourself, You have to still do the work though. You have to, if that means you have to prep the food, you got to prep it. If that means you have to, have a food service, or I mean, there's just so many different ways to do it, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive way. I eat a lot of food, but I also I know how to do it in a way where it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg to do it, and I like to share that with people that I help because it makes a big difference. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to put this out there. I'll read through these questions, but best thing for you to do is message me and tell me a little bit about what you're trying to achieve. I need to know that kind of stuff, along with your age, your height, your weight, so I can really see who I'm working with and what you really need. Because just talking to you on here, I don't know what you need. I mean, nobody does. And if they do, if they say they know, no, they don't. I'm just trying to give you some nutrition hacks that you can implement in your and be aware of when you shop next, and pull these certain things out. See how you feel. Do it. Give it 30 days. I promise you, it's gonna be a lot better results. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys have. What day is it? It's Wednesday. That's what happens when you work from home full time. You don't know. You don't remember what day it is. But I hope you guys have a great day. Message me and keep on going. You can do it. All right. See ya.